Happy Thursday, happy Thursday, happy Thursday. Welcome to Transforming Trauma with Dr. Triffy. Y'all, every Thursday, if life permits, I show up to talk about psychology, mental health, to offer tips and skills and strategies to help us think better so we can feel better and we can do better. I sound the way I sound because although I live and work and practice in the United States, I'm a Georgia psychologist. I have found a way to maintain my accent, which is perhaps my strongest connection to my birth country of Dominica. And when I say Dominica, I am not speaking about the Dominican Republic. We love them, but they are a completely different country, okay? They are up north, they border with Haiti. We are down south between Guadeloupe and Martinique. So I'm talking tonight about Bouyon and the healing power of music. I prepared something for me to read to you all, so I want you to listen. The Italians have a concept they call la dolce vita, meaning the sweet life. Costa Ricans have something similar, they call it la pura vida, which is essentially the same thing. In Dominica, my birth island, we have siwo. What is siwo? Siwo is a word that means syrup. So in addition to English, in Dominica, we speak a French Creole. We also speak an English-based patois and Kalinago language. The Kalinago are our native people. Siwo is a term that resonates within the Dominican community. And Siwo is not just a word, it's an idea. It's a way of living that celebrates life. It celebrates life, it celebrates joy, celebrates community. Yeah, it's about having a good time. So Siwo is rooted in Dominica Creole culture, and it's, again, often associated with music and dance and festivities. And in my view, it extends beyond just mere entertainment, but it's about a sense of positive energy and hopefulness about life, because Dominica is one of those islands that is not the flat, easy to move around islands. You know, we are a hilly, mountainous island, and life can feel sometimes kind of arduous in Dominica. So, out of that idea of Siwo, yeah, we're about music, we're about fete, we're about good time. Mm. Dominicans, Dominicans, and I've invited a guest tonight from Dominica who has good knowledge of this. Dominicans have created a rhythm, a genre of music we call Bouyon. And what is Bouyon? I'm hoping he'll tell us more. From my understanding, and he'll help me again clarify, Bouyon is a vibrant, infectious style of music that sort of started in the mid to late 1980s, and it blends easily forms of music of Dominican origin like cadence and cadence calypso, and or folk music like Jinping, quadrille, yeah, with Caribbean styles, with other Caribbean styles of music. And this, let me tell you, the beats are so hypnotic. I guarantee you, you will not be able to sit still if you listen to a little piece of bouillon. So I've invited an honorable guest tonight. I'm going to add him to the stage. His name is we call him Mr. Wackers, but his name is Mr. Ashton Curtis Lugay from
It
Dominica.
is
Mr. Lugay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming in.
thank you for having me, Dr. Trifinia Wallace, my friend from
Yeah,
years, close indeed. And it's nice to be on your program. First time really doing it, and I hope it can encourage, and I hope there's a lot of listening ears. But even before we start, I'd just like to just say prayer short, but
Yes.
just a short little prayer. And it
Yes.
goes like this: in the name of Yahweh, the beneficent, the merciful, the ever living, the ever faithful, the ever sure. I bear witness that there is only one God but Yahweh, and I put my trust in Him. He's my strength, He's my thoughts, He's my words, my actions, everything I do. And I pray that He intervenes in this discussion that we have in here tonight, that it brings strength and it brings knowledge and it opens up the eyes of people and the general public. Thank you, Jesus.
Mhm. Amen.
Hallelujah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, y'all, what I'm going to be calling you Wackers a lot tonight. Uh, what
Stop.
what Mr. Luge, what Wackers just did is very common in Dominica. Before we start meetings, before we have anything important, we tend to pray to set the tone for the session. So I appreciate you doing that. Yeah, I appreciate you doing that. So, how about you introduce yourself? Huh? How about you introduce yourself? You, the man I know, you are, in addition to a musician, and in addition to a pioneer of this style of music, you have also been what I call a custodian of the earth. You've worked for a long time taking care of nature, trees, forestry. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
If I had to describe myself, I would say maybe multi-purpose, multitask, multi-talented, multi
Mhm.
everything. I don't think I can really say I am that or this or that, but I am every little piece of one. And
Mhm.
sometimes something may emerge more than the other. For instance, two things I know that emerge more is the artistic form that I have, the artistic background,
Mm. Yes.
specifically.
When did that start? When did that start? When did that artistic background start? When did you start
But pretty,
learning
pretty,
music?
pretty young. Pretty young. I'm from Goodwill. You know Goodwill, Princess Margaret Hospital. Born in
Hmm.
Princess Margaret Hospital, and live about 13 years of my life in Goodwill.
Okay.
So the first 13 years of my life was spent around Lindo Park, Goodwill, Jefferson, Memphis, and McIntyre again, close to the
Hmm.
Princess Margaret Hospital. Very active, and around there, very active, very artistic. A lot of musicians came from there. You know, originally there were bands like Voltage 4, but then there's another band called Voltage 4, Lower Goodwill.
Okay.
You know, there was Gaylords I was practicing on Rose Street in Goodwill. You know,
Gaylords.
yeah, Gaylords,
Like the Gaylords Power Union.
they
Okay.
became Gaylords Power Union, but before that they were the Gaylords.
Oh,
Um, and so there was the Luge family on Princess Lane, and the vocal family, Danny Luge and his family, they very sing a lot. And there
okay.
was, there were people like the Ducrays that, and there were the Seamans, the Royers, a lot of musical, the Christians, Paul Christian and them, people, a lot of musical
Right.
background. There was Tony Bingo from Gaylords, I used to be right on my lane background. So there's a mixture. There was also people on sports in things like Irving Shillingford, there was in Jefferson Lane, Gracie Shillingford. All these people, they used to be around Goodwood area. So Goodwood was an
Hmm.
active, very high level place, and all of my local music was linked around basically around a guy called Peter Sandy. I don't know. A lot of people may know him, but he's one of the most talented musicians I saw growing up.
Wow.
He taught me my first. He's the one I used to be around every afternoon, watching him play and listening and maybe backing up. He said, "You hold that now, play that now, hold that chords now. This is how you hold it, and this is how." I talking about like age, like I'm talking about like 7, 8 years,
Wow.
6, 7, So that's the guy, and then there was another guy called Avril Henderson. A lot of people don't know about Avril Henderson. Avril Henderson is from Granby. He was one of the
Hmm.
best guitarists I know. I don't know where he is now, but maybe somebody can help me. If anybody
Right.
know him, I think he was related to Jockey Henderson, these people from Granby. But he
Okay.
was one of the best guitarists I know, and I used to learn from him. He would always teach me. Very versatile, way beyond his time. You know,
Wow.
these are the people I learned, and there were other people I was always inclined to music. I had a love for music. I think maybe natural.
Hmm.
I like music from the radio. I like listening to radio. I like listening to songs. I like to just singing. I always, and from a very early time,
Age. Yeah.
I could differentiate. I knew,
Like your
different
ear
types.
could hear it. Like your ear could
Natural,
hear it. Yes.
yeah, and a natural tap.
Yeah.
And growing up with guys like I remember, like growing up with guys like Thomas Kentish, we grew up together.
Mm-hmm. TK. Mm-hmm.
David Williams, Glenn Tremont, all these guys, Bob, the Kentishes, the
Yeah.
Ducres, Glenn Webb Ducre, these guys, they always had music around their home. So frequenting their home, you'd always hear music playing, and I was introduced to things like rock music very early. Classical music, soul to soul, Osibisa, Santana, Grand Funk Railroad, rock music.
They used to have
So
the what do you call them? The records back in those
yeah,
days. Yeah.
back in those days on record, vinyl, and
Yeah.
they still have them, they still use them. Some
Yeah.
people rather play vinyl, still. You go to
Mm-hmm.
London, you hear them playing a dance in vinyl alone. No, DJs, especially Jamaican music, they like
Right.
to go
Do
back
you
to the
remember
old.
the feeling? Do you remember the feeling you had, the first time playing? So he would let you play. What was the feeling like? What did it feel like?
But it was good. It was a nice feeling just learning because I feel too, I had that um, commitment, appreciation for music,
Mm-hmm.
dedication, if you want, very early in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
always wanted to play music. I never thought of any group, but just wanted to play. And
Yeah.
you need somebody that can inspire you. And I can definitely say Peter Sandy was one of those guys in my early ages that inspired me to play music.
Formative years. Yes.
Right. And then growing up around guys like Herbie Jack, I'm sure you heard that name,
Yes. Yes.
and Franklin Harris, like basing for Swinging Stars, they call him Refuse.
Wow.
We all grew up around Goodwill. And what we used to do is like we come together in box guitars, acoustic guitars, play a lot of music after school, and then
Right.
and later on in the afternoon, go and play football on the Savannah,
So
leave the park.
basically, you have a jam session and then you go sweat it out.
We go sweat it out. Now the thing about it, we were all talented, as I said, multi. We could play
Right.
sports, we could play. I mean, and what I realized at the time is that looking back, is
Mm-hmm.
that you know, we're ahead of our time, we're ahead of our sense, we're ahead
Absolutely.
of our knowledge,
Yeah.
We were playing songs like um Santana, like Black Magic Woman.
Carlos
We were playing
Santana.
songs
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we were playing just sound like of Tabu Combo. I remember Herbie Jack and myself and Rufus used to play Tabu Combo songs. And Herbie used to play the
Wow.
lead parts, Herbie Jack. And
Yes.
Herbie could play all the lead parts like Tabu Combo. So you're talking about, I mean, I don't want to tell you how old I am, I don't want to make myself sound too old. But still, we're talking about 3 decades past ago, And
That's right. That's right.
it was something that we loved. We loved.
Yeah.
All these guys became great musicians. Jamie Jack
That's
is
right.
now one of the best musicians in the United States playing gospel music. And Frankie Harris is one of the best bassmen in soca music around the Caribbean. He's now based in the United States. But I
Yeah.
myself am a humble servant. I just try my best,
You're trying your best. So,
Still
what is
on
your
good.
musical story? I mean, okay, so you started at 7 years old with all of these guys, right? Like all of this input and inspiration from each other, right? And from sounds like big sounds, worldwide styles of music. How did that evolve? Yeah. So, how did that evolve?
From when I was raising my grandmother, I
Mm-hmm.
call it the matriarch because she
Mm-hmm.
was just the best. My grandmother was a single parent. She was indeed a single parent because she was
Yeah.
mother, father.
Everything.
My mom left very early for the United Kingdom, so I was actually
There you
raised
go.
with my
Which
two
was common
siblings.
for many families. Many
It was
families,
common at the time.
one parent would leave and move over to Canada,
That's
to
right.
England, to the US, and the kids would
That's
stay.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandmother was from Marigot and she came down with her aunt to Roseau. When her mother died in Marigot, so they came down to
Hmm.
Roseau very early. She came down around 15. And my mom was born in Roseau. My father is from Roseau area. So at 13, we moved for circumstances we under our control to Fokole. And
Hmm.
we started staying at Fokole. So at 13, can you imagine? You live in from Goodwill and it wasn't even Fokole, which
Yeah.
at that time had a stigma upon it. The name alone had a
Yes.
stigma. It's called
Yeah.
like Fokole Vietnam, man.
Right.
Fokole is like, don't go down Fokole anybody. Don't mess with Fokole, man, or
Yeah.
Fokole people bad, or Fokole
Yeah.
is not a good place. This is that. So that let's say coming from Goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
So part of my excuse me, part of my growing up adolescent life, going to high school was in Fokole. And I
Mm-hmm.
grew up in Fokole, and that is where I started linking with some of my close friends, former friends from Goodwill, and back and forth. And we formed some little groups, acoustic studying. Just all of us were just musically. My friend, I call him people like Hillary Thomas, who they call Tilly. Tilly
Mm-hmm.
Wetfed, Tilly, I know the
Feeling wet
Tilly
fed. Uh-huh.
Wetfed. Guys like Dexter Valmore, the Valmore sisters. I'm sure you remember the Valmore sisters, Roy and Janice, Tony Valmore
Mm-hmm.
from Liquid
Tony
Ice.
Palmer.
And a
Mm-hmm.
young brother called Dexter Valmore, one of the best drummers I knew growing up. Very versatile. He lives on in Florida. And then I meet guys like Spike, Leroy Geese, and then Duncan Stowe, Fifi, Mr. Elwin, all those guys from Goodwill. We formed some little group, started
But you know
playing.
what? It sounds like so much music in the air. Like it sounds like you had a lot of options for people to connect with to play music. You know, in
Because
your formative years.
um, growing up in the city in Roseau is
Mm-hmm.
like, it must be different from growing up where you came from. Because
Yes.
obviously it's urban, it's ghetto, it's,
Yes.
it's, it's different.
The hype, the
So,
vibe. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, probably everywhere. Like,
Mm.
people used to play music from the radio, yeah, mercilessly. You could learn songs from the radio. Because, let's say on a Sunday, you hear like, that's why everybody play gospel music. In
That's
the
right. That's
midst
right.
of
That's right. Jim Reeves.
moonlight, why the place is alright, when the place is alright. Where up on the highway.
The country gospel. Jim
Let
Reeves.
me tell you, across the bridge, there's no more
There's no
sorrow.
more sorrow.
I mean, you hear them songs mercilessly, and
Yes.
you just grow on those songs.
Yes.
You didn't have to love music or play it, you just hear them and you like.
Yeah.
So there was that feeling, there was that, and being somebody closer and liking music, therefore I would more be drawn. I would be drawn.
Yeah.
So I was saying, like, I'm the guy like, if I hear that song, I want to play it, I want to play that song. If it's
Mm.
nice, I want to play that. So we used to go and that's what we did.
You go
So
and
we
do your little
attempt,
practice.
so we
Yeah.
formed them little groups, practicing on box guitar, knocking things, and you know,
Yeah.
getting in tune, getting little vocalists myself, Tilly, Kevin Stevenson, Derek Rice, sometimes,
Ah,
Dexter
yes.
Valmore. All those
Yes.
guys we raised together in that stuff.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
time too, I was in SMA, and SMA
SMA is the
is
St. Mary's Academy, the all boys high school.
that's,
Yeah.
SMA is a story by itself. I mean, to speak
Mm.
about SMA is a story. I call SMA the institution of music in Dominica. That's where all the musicians came from.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to grammar school, one or two guys came up. But
Grammar
SMA,
school people.
let me tell you,
Yeah.
SMA, St.
Yeah.
Mary's Academy, produced a lot of talent.
Yeah.
So from there, going to SMA is like you meet other guys, you meet guys like David Philip, who I play with now, WCK, and
Yes.
Cornell and them coming right at the back. Cornell and them wasn't
That's
in the
right.
picture
They
yet.
grew up in music. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm talking about other guys.
Yeah.
So we were there. And it's not only music I was involved in going to SMA, I used to do really good drama. Started the
Mm-hmm.
things like with Stephen Ireland, linked with the Wesley High School group,
Got you.
and
Got
started
you.
working plays with them. And then from there, in SMA, Monsignor John Rees at the time, who was a brother, formed that group, a drama group, in which Convent and SMA would link. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure if you were in that group or you ever met it, but we did a play called God's Spell at the Central Hall. God's Spell. God's Spell
Okay.
is a sort of musical thing like Jesus Christ Superstar. But
Ah.
I opened that show as John the Baptist. It's a more or less like religious based.
Right.
And Alwyn Bully was on the show at the time, saw me.
Alwyn Bully, tell people a little bit about Alwyn Bully. Alwyn Bully is one of our icons or
Oh
drama
my God. Alwyn
icons.
Bully, I mean,
Uh,
hands down, that's my
yeah,
mentor. That's
yeah,
my mentor. Hands down.
yeah, yeah.
Alwyn Bully saw me doing that, and Alwyn Bully came and said, boy, you know what? I want you to come and join PAT, People's Action Theatre.
Yes,
That was the theatre group.
yes.
So I mean, I was young at the time. I was about 14, and I was
14.
living with my grandmother. And I asked my grandmother, and my grandmother told me, once it's something organized like that, you can go.
Yeah,
Once it's something like that, you know, my
yeah.
grandmother is a person like, once
Positive. Yeah.
I can go. So very early, I was in PAT and doing a touring and all that.
Hmm.
Playing a little minor role, no major role in PAT.
Yeah.
And then
But
I
getting the
dived with,
experience, of being out on the road, being out there
right,
in front of lots of
that's
people.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
But my deviation, I always deviated to music. So I would do songs, I would play the
Hmm.
guitar when they have musical accompaniment, myself and
Hmm.
Earl. I'd be involved in PAT,
Hmm.
in POPU, in productions. I'd
Yeah.
be helping. And at the same time, I outside in other groups, forming little
Right.
groups, you know, like Ujama. We had a group called Rooftop Connections. We played strictly reggae,
Wow.
strictly reggae. We opened in 1979 after the hurricane when Tabu Combo came to Dominica. Very
You all
early.
opened
We opened
for
for Tabu
Tabu
Combo.
Combo?
Can you imagine? At the Goodwill School, Savannah Grounds in
So for
79.
those people who don't know who or what Tabu Combo is, who is Tabu Combo?
Tabu Combo is one of the best Haitian compa bands.
Hmm.
One of the best. Still exists.
Classic.
Over 5 decades of music.
Classic.
These are
Yeah.
guys, classic. These are some of the best musicians you want to learn from.
Hmm.
And their music, of course, accepted worldwide. So
Yeah.
we opened for them at that show, and we had that little reggae band doing a lot, making a
Hmm.
lot of impact.
Yeah.
I can call some of the guys they in that band, you know, guys like, you know, Darryl Williams or Paris Williams, he was a bass man,
Yes. Yes.
you know, GM. His brother Roger used to play rhythm guitar. There was another guy called Dave Phillip, who was the son of the Owen Phillip. There was Tilly
Hmm.
Thomas, there was Kevin Stevenson. We had our own MC. We had our drummer Dexter
And
Valmont.
you all are 14, 15,
We were
16.
organized. We were organized. When they in a show, we had our road crew who come
Yes.
and set up our flag behind when you go and big. We had our MC introducing the
Yes.
band. We had an impact. We never
Yes.
we never made an album at the time. We were just
Yeah.
doing it for the love. So
Yeah.
and then we had little we played a show called Lady in Red. Well, no, that was in WCK, but I mean we moved from there.
Hmm.
I don't know if you want to get into there, but from there, I mean, the music was always in me to look and to pursue. And then I and Irving Phillip, who's the brother of Cornell Phillip in WCK,
Hmm.
always friends at SMA, playing music
Yeah.
together. Irving was
Yeah.
also part of that band with me.
Hmm.
And Irving, I used to frequent their home a lot, you know, like go by what they call Imperial Studio, my Philip House, I call it. Everyone used to come by my, I go by my Philip.
Yeah.
My Philip, who's the mother of Irving and Cornell, and of the all the Phillips. A
Yeah.
very a musical family, right?
Musical family. A musical family.
Going at places like you're in piano playing, you must. So I used to go there. I used to go there
Hmm.
Irving, and then lo and behold, one of these days, like I went there and they told me, oh, you know, there are two little boys there, like his brother and Keith
Hmm.
have a little band, and
Yeah.
we always playing. And I said, well, let me hear them. No,
Yeah.
when I go there, these two young, maybe. I don't want to say it, but these guys must have been 10 and 11.
Little bit. Little bit.
Little bit. These guys, these two guys, let me
Yeah.
tell you, must have been about 10. If I don't give them more than 12,
Yeah.
because I'm almost 10 years older than Cornell, maybe 12.
Yes.
Um, I heard these guys playing, and I couldn't believe that these two little guys are here. They're playing that kind of music, that caliber of
Yeah.
rhythm. But they
Yeah.
were made, it was, remember, it's two of them, so they were using supporting music like machines and very
Like
early
drum
like
machines.
program
Yes.
music.
Yeah.
But
But the
he was,
sound.
but he was playing the keyboard and Keith was playing the bass.
Yes.
And what he was doing as a 10-year-old, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And even tell me, boy, these guys are the ones that guitar, so why don't I, I say,
Yeah.
okay, I'll play for them. And that
Yeah.
was where we really met and started at their home. And that
Hmm.
was where myself, Cornell, and Keith,
Yeah.
Walker's Cornell and Keith started playing
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
But these guys were already into music playing for Keith's mother, whose name was Joseph. There is a lot of things used to happen by the Phillips. Larry
Mm.
Phillips had a dance troupe there. That's a brother from Charlie Curry,
Yeah.
is that. Then there is a big sister who's married to Norman later called Valina, who used to have her own piano lessons there. Now,
Oh,
there was Cornell and thing doing this thing downstairs.
that's
And there
part.
was a,
All kinds of
and it's
parts
like,
just cooking up in
so
the
that
place.
house was just like active. People
Yeah.
come there, do
Yeah.
this, in church
Yeah.
business. So that's where they used to practice. And Cornell and them would always pray for them in church and
Yeah.
anywhere they go on the road.
Yeah.
So when I met them, there was already a line and close to.
Yeah.
So that's where it all started with WCK itself. We didn't
Yeah.
have the name of us and we just used to go about.
And you say you didn't have a name, of course.
Well, we started around just playing backing up. We went to Guyana, we went to French Guyana with the National Choral. We backed
Mm-hmm.
up Ophelia, just three of us at that
Yeah.
show, you know.
Yeah.
And we came back, we were playing backing up. And then DBS had that show. It came up around the Christmas show.
Mm.
That DBS Song Competition, the very first one.
Mm-hmm.
It was produced by Tim Dura, all these people. It was the team was the main guy behind that. And they asked us to back up the artists. So Cornell, myself, and Keith practice with all the artists. And the show was held at the Dominica House, the Dominica, where you see the president's, where you see the
Right.
president. And that's where we started backing up. Now, the MC of that show was Franklin Moses. Now,
Yes.
Tim Pira and DBS staff was the producers of that show. And the
What was the
host.
name of the show?
Courtesy Song Contest.
So
Christmas
guys,
Courtesy Song.
so
I don't
guys,
know. Yeah. Huh?
so so this is where I interject. At at the time when that courtesy song contest announcement came up, I was at sixth form college. I was 17, 87.
Right, right.
And a friend of mine, he'd play the guitar, I'd sing with him in college, right? We just jamming, hanging out. He was like, I'm going to write a song and let's go, let's sing it. So this is where I met you the first time when you all were backing up the singers for that courtesy song contest.
Now that you
Yes.
say, now that you're saying it now, I remember clearly.
Yeah.
I remember that time. I
That's the
remember
first
that.
time we met.
You remember
Yes.
what song you all sang? It was an
I
original
cannot
song.
remember it. I can't remember. I can't remember the
But
song.
you
I
all
can't
would just guess. You all would
We were
guess. You all
guests.
would not
We were
competing.
guests. We were guest performers or something like that. William
Right.
was his name, William and I. Yep. And that was the first time I got introduced to WCK as an idea. And you all would be performing and what you call it, practicing at the Phillips house.
Right.
Yeah. Just a lot of
Yeah.
music. You were just kind of
Yeah.
like catching fire
Yeah. Yeah.
at that.
We I'll tell you, I mean every band started with an introductory song. So we had an
Mhm.
introductory song and then the MC would come up. So after we played that introductory song, Franklin Moses who was the MC at the time. When he came backstage, when he finished, he wanted to introduce the band, but he checked in. What? Well, you guys so good. What is on your name? So, we don't already
You
have
don't know him yet.
it. We don't already have it. So between himself, Tim Dura, they started thinking of names, so they started to say CKW, Wackers, whatever, all the free, these genius. And then Franklin, I think, came up with the idea that in the acronyms of WCK,
Yeah.
Wackers, Connell, and King.
Yeah.
And he said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a band WCK. That was it. That was where it really started.
Oh, you were baptized.
Yeah.
WCK was baptized. Yeah.
I mean, over
And
the
that
years,
is
it didn't change and all that, but that is where
yeah.
WCK
Yeah.
came from.
Yeah.
and that
You said
from
the name
there
changed to like Windward. What was
over
it?
time, yeah, over
Yeah.
time
Over
transformed
time, it changed to
became
Windward Caribbean Culture.
right.
Yeah.
You
As the
know,
band evolved.
right. So
Mhm.
WCK, three guys. We did
Yeah.
a lot of tour, a lot
Three
of
guys,
over
a drum
Dominica,
machine.
over Dominica. We go from Penville, your place, close to your place. We used to go Marigot. We used
Yes.
to go. We play all over. We play Curtis. We play Lady in Red show. There's a
Yeah.
Lady in Red show. We played that with Papa. Then we played for like we used to play like Portsmouth on the beach, Portsmouth Beach. That's where we
Coconut
went that
Beach.
time.
Uh,
Coconut Beach every other every month, first Sunday.
mhm,
Then we used to
mhm.
play in Rosewood Garage and we played in a place called Garage and I mean
Yes.
somebody can real original fans remember where we used to block off the road by
Yes.
Garage, so
Yeah.
block it off self, block it off. And I mean band was getting strength, and then I mean, eventually other people came into the band.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
came in, and Derek Rack came in, and then
Yes.
the structure of that five of us really moved from there into what we
Yeah.
knew as the original
Many
Dominic
people know now
itself.
as
In
yeah.
addition, that is where it all started to grow, if you want.
Yeah.
You know,
So as you talk about this, WCK has been credited for creating a genre of music in Dominica called Bouyon. What is your understanding of this?
well, I'll tell you something. That for a certain period of time, I wasn't an active member. I was more like in
Right,
the background. So
right.
therefore, my role was more like in the background, helping in
Yes,
musical arrangements, helping in writing, helping in, the business of the band and all that, and help
yes,
motivation and being there with the band. And
yes,
at the time that the development of WC, it was clear that the vision and Bouyon, Bouyon it came, because remember, everything evolved. What we used to be music from the Virgin Islands, jam band,
that jam band,
17
jam
plus,
band.
like 17, like eight,
That's it. That's right. That was his.
Mary,
Yes,
Mary, jumping up,
yes.
we used to start playing things like Mary, Mary,
Mary, Mary,
jumping up.
jumping up. Mary, Mary,
That's
jumping up. She jumped so
so
high. Yeah,
program music, program beats, burning flames,
yes,
you know,
yes,
really, always play burning flame songs and big jam band
yeah,
song 17 plus, and then mix it up with some little compas, some
yes,
badass reggae song.
yes,
But basically, that is what.
yeah,
So when Bouillon evolved, it was all part of the creativity and introduction of all different types.
all
But
the
it was
sound.
basically the indigenous Dominican music that was it.
That's
It
right.
was just the prominence of that shaping, of
Yes,
that fion, that melodic harmonic, and it's that bell, not much better, but
more like Jinping.
shaping
The
culture,
folk music, the folk instruments. Yes,
and that
yes,
happened. That happened really in the yard, of my field. It happened. That's where it happened. That's where this guy's been. I told you earlier that a lot of people used to call me dancers,
mm-hmm,
singers, watching
mm-hmm,
people look up, shaping music,
mm-hmm.
all that. With the knowledge that some of the individuals are, like myself, the Ra.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, let's say you could call us from the streets
Yeah, yeah.
because we're not like Cornell and Smoke and them, but you brought in a different flavor. You brought
A
in a
little
different,
flavor from the yes,
you
yes,
brought in a street vibes, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
where
Edgy,
Ra,
edgy,
Ra was very strong in that.
and
The local
creative.
street, the palang
Yes,
from Roseau, the
yes.
names, the people, the scenarios, the word
Mm-hmm.
on the street, the talk on the street, activities on the Roseau. So he brought that in into the lyrical content that was built in and the ideas and the concept. And
Yeah,
mixing that and blending that, the music started to evolve
yeah,
slowly.
yeah,
What the music do is, as if you want, a combination or your amalgamate, that's the word,
yeah,
or
yeah,
coming together of all songs like that into
yeah,
one song. Now the
yeah.
name itself was framed by Derek. Bouyon, the other
Mhm.
night they had it.
Yes.
But the music itself, like any music, I'm a person, man, to be quite honest. No one man create music. No
Mhm.
one
Mhm.
person is responsible for creating
Yeah.
any genre of music.
Yeah.
Somebody can play the music, but they will not
Mhm.
be the one that created. Because to say you create a music would be a disrespect to those that created it before you.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
sometimes even jazz, as we know it, I remember listening to a guy like Jimi Hendrix. Like I said, but Jimmy, you're the greatest guitarist on the face of the earth, boy. You're the best
Mhm.
we ever lived. He said, no, I
Mhm.
can't be because I learned that from people before me. The blues you hear me playing there, it was done
Mhm.
by a guy called Chuck Berry. For
Mm.
instance.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
I, and he learned from somebody else. So
Yeah.
we pick things from where we can and we get a mind to put it together and
Mhm.
create. And I
Mhm.
always tell people that Gordon Henderson never said he created catastrophes. Gordon Henderson always said he penned the name and is part of the creation of catastrophes.
Like the legacy
But
and the yeah. Yeah.
not the legacy, but the bringing together of those different songs.
Foundation, the synergy, the
It's
synergy,
part of that.
bringing everything together.
Synergy. Put it
Gotcha.
together.
Synergy.
So that is how I see it. And it came so you can say W security Bouyon
Mm-hmm.
because it came together with all the
Mm-hmm.
guys doing what they have to do.
Yeah.
And that is where
Yeah.
the music came from. And
Yeah.
over time, it started to change, evolve, get better. More
Mm-hmm.
instrumentation, more ideas, more creativity, grew, more
Yeah.
marketing, more business, good selling, more acceptance.
Yeah. More
And that's what
acceptance.
came.
So that's a good point. What were some of the challenges you all faced with this new genre, this new thing,
Like
right? In
yeah,
sound.
like every new music and every generation will have the challenges in music, and
Mm-hmm.
there is always a part of the people of the crowd that will tell you, what them man playing there, no boy, I don't like that. What them man, come to them man, no boy. What them man want to change the beat now? Why them man so fast? No? Come to them
Right,
man, them
right,
man are
right.
playing those nice calypso, those nice cada stuff, exactly.
Kadas,
Yeah,
that's
like,
nice
man,
Kadas so. Yeah,
and the change, when they go to that, no,
yeah,
it will happen. It will happen. It will happen. Like it's happening now. And we can go to that later.
yes.
But, but it's all part of that evolution of
Evolution.
music.
Mhm.
So therefore, that is what happened to that music. That is why that music came. Because, you know, some of our problem is life is a stage. Life is a
Mhm.
stage. We young, juvenile, adolescent, we come, middle
Yeah.
age,
Full
this.
of energy, right? You start off full of energy, full of
Thank you.
testosterone. We breaking the
Thank you
world down.
very much.
Yeah,
Right. Because the
yeah,
100 miles an hour. So
yeah.
then and with every stage, and you would know better than me that with every
Mhm.
stage, if there is a developmental part of that person that has to change with the time.
Yeah.
If not, then you're going against the time. That's why I say some
Mhm.
people they never grow. They never
Right,
change.
right, right.
This is anti what you call normal, you know.
So how is
Um,
Bouillon evolving right now? And I want to go back to the original point of part of this. Do you see Bouillon as medicine?
Definitely,
You see Bouillon as medicine.
of course. I mean, when you say medicine, because there are two kinds of medicine, right? There are medicines you can take and it's not good for you.
There you
And there are
go.
medicines you can take to heal.
Yes.
So you can say that, of course, it is a medicine. Which one? Choose one. Because what you're seeing today is part of that evolution of music.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have children, I do. And
Mm-hmm.
unless that's why I always tell people sometimes, you know, it's nice to grow with your children or grow with them or
Mm-hmm.
let them grow at a certain age, at a certain point, but it's good
Mm-hmm.
to see it because you learn a lot.
Yeah.
You learn a lot. Um, so what I see now is that it's like children growing and you see at every stage of their life, of everything, you see the difference in them growing. And you learn from that. So Generations will have their own mind. Different generations will have their own mind. But
Mm-hmm.
because different generations are adapted to a different environment, because part of your generation comes from the environment that you
Right.
are, you're
True.
in, what you're
True.
growing into. So
True.
therefore, sometimes adaptation, because as you know, I work in forestry for a long time, so I know about adaptation. Adaptation to your environment is something that is natural,
Mm-hmm.
unless you're not willing to and you run against or you move on.
So
So
so you were talking about it in general terms. Are you referring to how Bouyon has evolved? You say in 2024.
yeah,
How is it different than the
because
Bouyon of
I
the
mean
1980s, 1990s, early 2000s?
much different. I mean, you know that and
Wow.
I hear that because you could literally see the music changing because WCA in itself had a lot of changes over the years. Different
Yeah.
people came in and out of WCA.
Yeah.
Younger people came in. The skinny banton, the naive, the
Yes.
cleats, the
Yes.
dailies,
Mhm.
Mr. Little Man, Elsie Matthew. These people, I mean, all Martindale. These guys brought a different feeling and different vibes into the music. So
Mhm.
therefore, a song like, for instance, and you asked about my favorite song from WCK is Culture Shock.
It's a
Culture
lot of
Shock.
people's favorite culture. Yeah.
Chipping
Yeah.
Bella, I mean, so
Yeah.
Culture Shock in itself
Keeping belly coat. Da, 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 da. Yeah.
is a song
With
epitomizes,
the folk music, the folk instruments in there, that little piece, like it's
yeah.
look at you see. So this is
Yeah,
how music heals. Look at your face and your body get
that,
activated as you're
that's
remembering this stuff. I
so
understand.
because you could hear like a different vibes,
Yeah.
and that is why I don't want to be bad, but that's why you differentiate between what lives as a music and what just seasonal. You know,
What's
drop that song
trendy?
now.
What's
If
classic?
you had
What's
a if
trendy
you had a
versus classic?
if you had a tape a tape with a musical thing in front of that and you drop that song and everybody will be rocking because
Yeah.
that song is like the stick people back this
Yeah.
like many other songs from Dominica, but that one I think about
Yeah.
my favorite song because it really brings back, it really talks about the culture of
Like
Dominica.
it's a serious bouillon, and it's a bouillon, like you can feel is
It's a
all the musical elements come
it's a
together in
all
that song.
that's
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
lyrically, musically, and also appropriately because around that time when it was one of the most popular songs to play. It talks about the culture, Galore, Sissiko, the raw, the mix of
Yeah.
culture. Very nice words, nice lyrics, nice
Yeah.
song. And
Powerful.
then that is totally different from what you're hearing because remember it's starting to change because what you have, younger people coming into the music and
Mm-hmm.
they too want to be identified. So they will create something that suits them.
Reflects what they're experiencing, their
Because you know
reality.
what? The reality is technology.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality.
Mm-hmm.
So you know and I know that our children are into technology,
Mm-hmm.
whether for good or bad, but they are into
Right.
it. It's part of their life. So therefore, they will also bring that into what they think and how they think.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas before you have 10 guys going into a studio and recording over 10 days,
Right.
one guy come into and mix them and take all those beats and put them
That's
together and
right.
create a song in
Mm-hmm.
2 days.
That's right.
Now, and it will sound good.
Mm-hmm.
It will sound maybe
Mm-hmm.
not authentic, but authentic enough. But it will be the real
It'll
deal.
sound good. People will like it. It'll fit the
That's
formula.
it. Which
It'll
it
fit the
does.
formula. Mm-hmm.
Which it does.
Yeah.
So therefore, the young people will come into the music and they will have their own identity, which is what the triple K's
Mm-hmm.
did.
Mm-hmm.
All these guys learned from the music game.
Right.
These guys used to be around corner. Keith. I like that bass line. As a matter of fact, when we played in 2015, when we WCK were reconstituted and reorganized, we played at
Yes. Yeah.
the Creole in the park. Big
Yeah.
appearance of WCK. Maybe one of the biggest shows ever in the park.
You got a lot of encores that night, didn't you? Yeah. People
I
had
think
missed
after
him.
is that show Nasio Ponte was two of the biggest shows ever in Dominica, purely in the
Yeah.
park.
Yeah.
And
People missed.
WCK really, you know, and from there, we kept the name because came in as original Bouyon pioneers and we were just starting back,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then we came back and we eventually came back into WCK with
Hmm.
changes here and there and
Yeah.
changes. And that is what we are today, still keeping the name and still continuing to play, traveling
Yeah.
and continuing to play music.
Well, let
But
me ask you
basically,
something. I got to ask you something. As we're talking about the music evolving, there's a debate raging that Bouyon came out of soca. It's an offshoot of soca. Now, what would you say to that?
I mean, how can it? This is soca came from Kadas. You remember that?
I
They say
know
Ras. They say
Calypso and
There's a guy
Kada.
called Ras Shorty Eye.
Tell us the
Ras Shorty
story
Eye.
about soca. Tell us the soca
Ras. They
story.
say it is said.
Yes,
He said that
it is
he came
alleged.
to Dominica.
Allegedly. Hmm.
He came to Dominica, and Kadas was well ahead, and he had this song, and he had this song.
Upiti shorty, upiti umati.
So that is they said that was the first soul calypso because
Hmm.
but it was really soul, it was really Kadas and calypso blended,
Calypso and Kada.
because he took that back to Trinidad. I think the song
Hmm.
lyrically was helped by Tokyo, not to it,
Hmm.
basically. And
Right.
he brought it back to Trinidad. Um, but the statement of we are coming from soca, I don't think it was meant to be what was said wasn't what it was what Marshall, because it came they say Marshall said it. But I think Marshall, listen, see Marshall Montano. We have to give that guy honor and respect. You know why? This guy is the true example of an artist in its whole song.
Mm.
You know where he started, you know how long he started. He started like everyone of us from the Caribbean, young.
Hmm. Yeah, a
And then
little bit. Little bit too. Little bit. Yeah.
to see what that guy doing today,
Yeah.
and to see his transformation musically, as a person, musically, as an ambassador, and to see how Marshall has helped, always trying to help, to bring in.
Hmm.
Marshall is one of the most creative artists from the Caribbean in terms of
Hmm.
what he wants to do. So Marshall will always look, always searching. Remember, Marshall went to South Africa and Marshall kind of mixed the Bouyon with a kind of South African feelings.
I
And
don't
so
remember that one, but I
he had a
believe you.
video where he did in South Africa.
Mm.
Marshall is the Paul Simon of Caribbean music. You know Paul Simon?
Mm. Yes,
Paul
yes.
Simon is one of the most creative. I listen to Paul Simon
Yeah.
every, you know what I mean? Every day. Like that is that is African music.
Yes, yes, it is.
Paul Simon, an American on
Yeah.
African music. One of the greatest albums ever is that
Hmm.
Crystal.
Hmm. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that Marshall is a type of person. Marshall always looking for something new. So if
Hmm.
you get something, you will grab on it, try and help, push it.
Yeah.
Which is what
He
he
also
did.
he came down to Dominica and did the family
That's right.
right with the Bouillon beats.
Marshall didn't. I don't believe Marshall said that, meaning that it came from it because Marshall know better. And Marshall he has always said, Bouyon music is Dominica music. He loves Dominica, Bouyon, Bouyon from Dominica. Always praising me, always
That's what
saying it.
I thought up to that point.
He didn't say to say that it came from me. We This music, if you notice, there are changes in the music or musical things within those two music that happens interchangeably. We use each
Right,
other music.
right, right.
You use on the bass line soca something like a Bouyon bass, or Kadas or
Hmm.
Zouk bass sometimes,
Hmm.
or interchangeably or soca rhythm in the guitars maybe something
Right.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So he didn't mean it. If he did, and I doubt he did, he didn't mean what he said. So I'm saying that like every music, because he took that music to the next level. sometimes you can create something, but it takes another person to bring it where it really should go. You know that
True, for other ears to hear it, for
to
other ears
hear
to
it and
hear
to
it.
take it to the next level.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
You know,
Well,
sometimes
I hear you with, before you keep, I want you to keep talking about this, but you just a minute ago told us that Lord Shorty or whatever, Shorty came down to Dominica and took Dominica beats and went up and penned a name for Dominica beats. So can you understand Dominica's anxiety when they hear something, we want clarification. I mean, is it just
right,
unfair to require
yeah,
clarification? So people, because I think, when you talk about Siwo and music is fundamental to Dominican culture.
that's right,
Fundamental. If
that's right.
if they said, if they passed a law in Dominica now and said you cannot fet, people would go into emotional crisis. Yes or no?
Well,
A lot
there
of
will be
people.
no there will be no Dominica the following day.
There would be no Dominica.
Period.
Yes. So this is
Now,
very important.
and I will tell you something, and it's a very interesting point because I've always said, you know, a lot of calypso started in Martinique.
Mm,
You know the Central Caribbean, Martinique, Guadeloupe, Dominica. These people have the same
mm,
vibes, the same
yes.
vibes, which is different.
Yeah.
Especially, Dominica have, if you want to call them genres, they have Bele, they have
Yes.
country, they have Mazouk, they have the other one, Hilanto,
That's right. They have
they have
flirtation. They
they
have
have
waltz.
flirtation,
They have
they have
wrongs.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now they have Bouyon, they have Kadas.
Yeah.
They Dominica have about 8 different genres in
That's
it.
right. We are a cauldron of creativity in that United States.
From
From
years.
years.
When I was younger, I used to
That's
go
what it
all
is.
over, just during especially around this time of the independence time. I'd go to
Mm-hmm.
the south to watch Granby Belly. Then I'd go to Paybush to watch Paybush
Different,
Belly.
Different,
Then I'd go to Cottage to watch Cottage Belly.
Different,
Then I go Posse, different.
Yeah.
Then I go Souffle. Then I come
Yeah.
back to this. So Dominica has there is the only thing. Dominica is a place because of its maybe it means other people take advantage. Like you have gold, but you cannot explore it. So
I
you take the gold
understand.
miner, you take a gold miner to come and explore what you have. That is our music. A
Well,
gold
we're
miner.
having none of it. Well, we're not doing this anymore. We're
We're
not
not doing
doing
it
this
anymore.
anymore.
We
Yeah,
get
at a certain point, even if you're tiny, like I said, even if you're Muggsy Bogues on the team, you're gonna be you stand up, right? And shoot your three. You understand? Like
that's
stand
right.
up in your power, in what is yours, and claim it and be protective of it. Yeah,
That's right.
cherish it
Yeah,
and deal with it well. Or else
that's
we
right.
end up with what you're telling me tonight, and what I've heard from many people, we end up with the calypso, cadence, soca, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I believe in clarity.
Hmm.
I believe in clarity because that way everybody knows what's going on. I don't believe in muddying the waters and making things murky.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's right.
clarity. Yeah, because then you can
Yeah.
stand on
And
clarity.
and 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 the discussion today lies in where is that music going? Is it right? Is it palatable? Is it something that will be and can be and should be? Is that nasty business going anywhere? That is no. I
Speaking
mean,
of offshoots, nasty business is a genre of Bouyon, right?
yeah.
It's a genre
Remember,
of,
it's an offshoot of
yeah,
it's an offshoot of
offshoot of
Bouyon.
Bouyon. Hmm.
The other day I read something saying we need to really clarify what music is that because
Hmm.
like reggae, there's dancehall,
That's right.
and
And there
dancehall
used
is
to
an
be
offshoot of
rappers,
reggae.
and there used to be ska.
No,
Yeah,
someone will tell you, don't call dancehall reggae, dancehall is dancehall.
yeah,
Because reggae is what we say like Bob Marley,
right,
Peter Tosh, that's his reggae, roots reggae.
right,
Dancehall is a totally different vibes. But it's an offshoot
absolutely.
of reggae. And
Hmm.
probably if you have to categorize it, you put it as under the umbrella of reggae. Just
Absolutely.
like they're doing in Bouyon.
Yes.
Maybe Bouyon as a genre doesn't stand on its own. And to
Yeah.
classify it, they will put it under the name of
Yeah.
soca, under the umbrella, which is what they're doing. So in the forum of CMA, which is the Caribbean Music Award, you hear Bouyon being classified as an offshoot of soca or being under the umbrella of soca. But it is Bouyon. It is Bouyon. Now,
I, mm.
it is, I don't accept that. I mean, you don't
Because
probably,
it's not true. Because it's not
and
true.
it's,
So I
but,
need clarification. So we need
and
clarity. Yeah, you
I
need
mean,
clarity. It is completely okay for bouillon to be what it is, which is a genre of music on its own.
but then it can only be done if it is given that classification as a genre. Your music, it is up there as an individual genre. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
It
I
is
do.
not. It is
I
not.
do.
It is not in the. It's not
And
like
so, whose
jazz,
responsibility
like
do you
soca,
think it
like
is
reggae.
in
Uh,
2024? So, whose responsibility do you think it is in 2024 to establish that?
I don't know. I mean, maybe the administration. I don't know. Maybe the CMAs. I don't know. Maybe we need some kind. Maybe somebody. Maybe some authority need to
I think
deal
it's
with
worth
that. Maybe I
exploring.
don't know. It might be legally. It might be whatever. It might be, but it has to be said. And
Has to be
these guys that
clarified.
do that, they know. They
It has
know.
to be
Like
clarified.
Bouyon. Bouyon is a totally different music from soca.
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, play Bouyon no one play soca. Two
Yeah.
different music.
Two different.
Sometimes they may song there like because you have artists or you're producing soca artists. Dada is producing soca artists.
Mhm.
Dada
Mhm.
is producing people like Skinny
Mhm.
Fabulous, people
Yeah.
like from Trinidad. So therefore,
Yeah.
you might hear some boy,
Yes.
although that's
Yes.
Abuyo, that's
Yeah.
Abuyo right there in there. So the producers, you might hear Reach doing something. You might hear
Mhm.
ASA doing a compile or a link or
Yeah.
combination of two artists. The ASAs make collaborations with other soca artists, and it is
Mhm.
more for Bouyon. And it can
Mhm.
clearly be differentiated by its own style. So there is another question I mean, as to who gonna do it and how.
It's
I,
got to be done. It's got to be done, or else we're perpetuating a lie, in my opinion, because it's not true. It's not true that it's an offshoot of soca. So why it needs to be in a separate category, like reggae is, like zouk is, like compa is. How come there's not? Do they mix compa and zouk in in the CMAs?
well,
Do they even off? Do they even include
they are,
compa
they
and
are, the, they
zouk?
are, they are, the, they are the French category, I think, in the CMAs. And they said, and they gave that to Kalash from Guadeloupe. Kalash is a more like a dub French artist, like a
Mm,
dancehall French
mm,
Creole artist, you know.
mm,
And
mhm.
Kalash got it, but I don't think any band, any Casa, anything like
Yeah, because compa and zouk are two different genres, so
that. Yeah,
it would be unfair to be judging a zouk against a compa.
but then, and if you notice, you talk about trending music. I think now,
Yeah,
going to the Nazi music, it is the most trending music now. I mean,
yes.
people can, and we seeing it right before our eyes.
Hmm.
So while we have that debate on whether that kind of music should be pursued or even be developed, there are a lot of people who say no, they don't think it going anywhere.
Hmm. What do
Um,
you think? What do you think?
I'm coming to that. I, you know, let me tell you, I'm an artist.
Hmm.
An artist is an independent thinker. An artist is not a politician. Although they can be
Right.
money, although they
I
can be
get it.
money, they can
Hmm.
move people, they can
Yeah,
change people, they can
yeah.
transform people, they can hold them back. Um,
What you're saying is that you're not
so
there to be the judge of the
no,
purity or no
I, I, I,
purity.
I I want to be balanced. I want to be balanced because it's not just about condemning. It's not just about condemning.
Hmm.
The music is selling. It is making money. It is
Hmm.
so. To them young people, you can tell me what you want to know. I making money.
Yeah.
I go in Guadeloupe, I making my money, and I selling out shows.
Yeah.
And the CMAs, I get an award. So what you say?
Kind
I
of
get
like
the
what you
best.
were saying earlier. Kind of
No,
like what you were saying earlier
because
about being
I
young
say
and
that,
then evolving.
that because the balance in what we
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
The, I think the main issue with that music is the lyrics.
It's the lyrics. Only the lyrics.
Take all the music in that music, everybody jumping up and dancing.
Everybody. So look at Big Belly Season. Look at
No,
something else. Look at something
where
else.
the issue is, where the issue is in the lyric.
Yeah.
No, that, no, as God will see. Last visit to start now, or the believe it start now. Last visit alone, God fishes are that series, But therefore, it was more censored, it was more
Yes.
prohibited, it was
It
more
was
unattended.
written.
So
It
it
was
was
written.
disguised, it was
There
masked,
you go.
it was this. But everybody knew what they're talking about. So at the end of the day, what are you talking about? The message is the same or different. I mean, the message is the same, but
I think
it
it's
is
different.
told. It is told differently. Now, I
I think it's
think,
different.
I think this today, they have really gone uncensored,
Hmm.
overboard.
Yeah.
And like in everything, it's all about the environment. No, and it's everything. To me, it's all about the legacy, what you want to leave. WCK music is more than 40 years. And if you drop
That's
one
right.
today, it still
That's
lives.
right.
Now, what you want to do? You
That's
want to do
right.
something for season or you want to do something for life?
Yeah.
You want to leave something to be, it advertiser make one song, one hit, and that song still playing today.
One hit wonders. Yeah.
You
And
know
it's
that
still
song is
making
a
money
you,
off.
you know that song is a one hit.
Which one?
I did it my way. You know
That's
that's
right.
a one hit. Francine, let me tell you, the guy that wrote that song was a poor little guy that could write.
Yeah.
And then Francine wrote this song somewhere and they took it, and the rest is history.
Mm. Mm.
I am saying, I am saying, is what you say to people.
Mhm.
A time for everything, my boy.
Yeah.
So right now, we can have a time for nasty business too. It's all
Yeah.
right. There's a time for that. It can't be a time. It can't be all the time.
Cannot be all the time.
Um,
Cannot be on the street in parades where they're 5-year-olds.
let me
Talking
tell
about the environment, you say, depending on your environment, the music evolves, but the music has got to get some pushback from that same environment when it's
guys,
being exposed to my 5-year-old.
I
It's
am.
fine. It's fine to do it in a different setting. It's fine. People have a right to do what they want, but the environment, in my view, has got to
That's
still
right.
show up.
I am not against these artists. As a matter of
Absolutely.
fact, I love them. But and I believe over time they too will evolve and
They
change.
will see.
You already
Absolutely.
seen it. You already seen
Absolutely.
it. Little boy, what are you doing? You know that new song.
I
Everybody, 1 million
hope you
views.
find someone else.
I go
Oh,
like time
that's
a
so
big.
sweet,
I
right?
go Bouyon. I go
Oh.
you big. It's not see businessman are singing that.
Yes, yes,
Everybody
yes.
love it.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, to jump on them, man. To
yeah,
jump on them too quick.
yeah.
Too quick. Some of these guys. I was talking to some person the other day, I tell them, some of them man are singing that could be in Guadeloupe doing some big crime.
Mm,
Them
mm,
man could cross
mm,
illegally,
yeah,
come back illegally, do
yeah,
some rob people illegally.
mm,
It's still
mm,
happening.
yeah,
But I'm talking about at the scale.
yeah,
The alternative, what these guys will know, they do their songs,
yeah.
go to Guadeloupe, they singing, they making them money, and they buy the
And
same good
channeling
shit,
their
buy
talent,
motorbike,
channeling their
buy their
energy,
motorbike,
something productive. Yeah,
and they helping them.
yeah.
Like see the song with Signal Man about about the one about God is blend. I'm sorry, but Signal Man are nice, nice
Oh, yeah. Okay, look, it's leaving me. It's one of my favorites, right? It's one of my favorite. Oh,
about God
yeah.
is good, or so you have a nice little,
Yeah, yeah.
and then nice coming, nice singer, nasty business the other day. They're nice now. It will happen. Give them a chance. It will
Mhm.
change.
To
It will
grow.
change. They will change,
Hmm.
Their own. It won't last.
Hmm.
Because anytime you want to see things that does elevate and try to bring you in a next level or state of mind that is anti what you really should be doing or negative or doing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they will find themselves. Give
Yeah,
them the time. They will
yeah,
find themselves.
yeah.
But it's the question of bashing and they're saying,
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you, these guys are artists.
Mm-hmm. They
These
are.
guys, they will say, they already say nothing that wrong, they're just saying it wrongly.
They're just saying it raw. Yeah, they're
They
saying
say
it
it wrong.
raw.
They say it wrong. They say it
So
wrong.
they're using the music through
Please,
co-workers.
don't give it to us like that. Come on, please.
You're
I
saying,
love,
Marcus, that they're using the music to heal themselves too, right? They're using
yeah,
the music to heal themselves too because they could be doing a
thank
lot
you.
of weird things with their energy
Thank
and all that
you.
testosterone, but
Thank
they're
you.
using it to
Thank
create.
you. And let
Mhm.
me tell you, the other day I was visiting my son, young son, who's in that age group.
Yeah.
And I tell him, really, boy. I heard some here and I say, boy, really, boys. That them, man. I say, boy, really? See how you going, boy? He said, but
Mhm.
daddy, it's a trend, It's just, it's like, daddy, tomorrow morning I wake up to me, I don't know my mind. I mean, for today I will sing it and dance again, I can't sing all it and what. It's just a
Mhm.
trend. It's a trend. Now, your thing is as bad as it is accepted. In other words,
Yeah.
in other words, America will make noise about cocaine and sin. Cocaine
Mhm.
is flooding the country and destroying the people.
Yeah.
But if Americans though stop sniffing that thing in their nose, the Colombians will always find a reason to make money
Yeah.
and sell it to them. So
Mhm.
acceptance is something as well. Who accept that
Mhm.
music? The young people, your
Yeah.
children, my children,
Yeah.
they need to see what. No, that's why communication is good. And to know really where we study that now, but and we
Mhm.
must know where we that because it can be used in these times for something to make people get more divided, more violent,
Yeah.
more gangster, more nasty,
Mhm.
more everything that is negative to the society. And this
Mhm.
is what we're talking about. We're talking about taking a society and changing them. And the musician and the mic man have that power.
A huge, a huge responsibility when it is being done well. Yeah, the musician in the community, like I said, music is medicine for the community.
That's right.
So, like you said earlier, if the music, if the kind of medicine that's coming, right, also giving you side effects and you might faint and fall out, you
Yeah.
might not necessarily need that medicine. You know what
Right.
I mean? So I'm happy you're talking about it in that way. Are there any young musicians you're mentoring?
Yeah, man. I mean, oh, if you want to be the first that I
Yeah, tell
love
us
this.
who you like. Tell us who you like right now. Tell us what
I
young
love Issa.
people
I
are like.
love Issa Bantan. I love Issa is a man that grew up on WCK limits. And
Yes.
Issa Bantan is a guy that have his own talent, drive, creativity, energy. You know, Issa Bantan could be a good cricketer. He was one of the best spinners you've growing up. But he
Oh,
chose music to
really?
follow that. What I like, you see, Issa Bantan,
Yeah.
there are two things I love about him in that he always he pursuing a lot. He always pursuing. He always looking to
Yeah.
get something right. And I love his humility and I like his creativity.
Yeah.
He's such a humble and together
Yeah.
guy. And
Yeah.
it's a must go for.
Yeah. Because of who
Must go
he
for.
is. Because of
And
who
his
he is.
patriotism.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
never see us on the flag and DA flag.
Yeah.
Esa is a DA man.
Yeah, and
Esa
he
love
did not have to
that.
be told. You know, he
No,
didn't have to be told. He just, this is his heart. Yeah.
this is sad.
Hmm.
And a close. I love Rich as on the other side as a
Yeah.
producer, a creator,
Yeah.
musical genius, a guy that walk on the street and listen to songs. He's a young man, but he has some old school mentality. He walks
Mm.
around Roseau. He hear the vibration of the car, he take it.
Mhm.
He hear a lady talking, he take it. He
Yeah.
go, he
Yeah.
hear a guy ponging on a little thing, making something by the road, he take it. He goes in
Yeah.
the studio, he bring all those musical things together and he creates something. That's creativity.
Absolutely.
Reach and
Absolutely.
reach. See what you got about you. Which helping some of them guys who otherwise be really
To
go the other
elevate.
way.
Hmm.
Really about the other way. I mean, and there's examples of really push them.
Yeah.
Reach, let's see this music on the old school. If you hear Rich Radiance,
Mm. Mm.
tell people you know I like city, I like some of the elements of city, that's what I use in that.
Hmm.
So I like these guys. Um, and I see those guys as the future too. Signal Band,
Hmm.
Signal Band, Triple K, Benji. I love them. I love Benji. Benji is one of the people like I made help bring up.
Yeah.
Benji was my neighbor in Focus as a youth man. I helped.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like other
So
people, like other people helped you, like right in the music as a
and
younger musician. Yeah. Yeah.
so what I do is to every summer what I do I have this class for guitars. I have this every
You
summer.
teach kids to play.
I teach kids to play. You must have an acoustic guitar, and you must be
Mm.
between the ages of 12 and 15. So you after I play a foot former or something like go into high school. But it's not concrete. I can see the open, but to other schools, but not necessarily. But what I get is high school students. And these guys for there's about 6 weeks to 7 weeks.
Mm.
I teach them all genres of music, but I focus on Dominican music, Kadas,
Very good.
uh, and then at the end of the day, we do something that we can help to
Yeah.
elevate it. So these guys live there and they have a knowledge.
That's
And
right.
I put them to the task. I give them homework. I tell them come back with something. And a lot of these guys fall into groups, and do
Yeah.
well now musically. So I have that. So that's one
Yeah.
of the places which I try to get people there. And of course, I mean, my interviews, my talk, and I sing the music. I sing the
Yeah.
music, and I still try my best to help in artists that coming up, right?
Yes.
Some so young calypsonians writing things in the song contest. I still try to
Hmm.
do that. So I'm kind of involved. I do things, and the band is active and all that. So we do a lot of things. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
I like that. I like that. Building legacy and paying it forward. So the same experience you had as a kid where other musicians were like grown men, right? People you were looking up to would pull you in and say, hey, play this, play this, play this. You're doing it for the kids right now. That's a beautiful thing, Max. All
Yeah.
right,
And
go
some
ahead.
it is important that as artists, as musicians,
Hmm.
you know, what I find today, the difference between us and these young guys now is that they're more committed, they're more,
Mm.
they're more into music
Like as a profession.
full
They're
time,
looking at it like, yeah,
full time.
that's how they make their money. Yeah.
When we were growing up, when we could job, we play music as a side gig.
After work, after work.
After we could job.
Right,
These
right.
guys, but the older guys before us, like exam, committed totally. But I think a lot of us coming up, there was side
Hmm.
jobs and we played music. It's
Hmm.
only now and after. It's only now after that, guys. Well, there were some committed musicians. I mean,
Hmm.
Cornell has always been a full-time musician,
Yeah,
full-time. But
yeah.
a lot of these guys had to do because of circumstances, do other things,
Hmm.
and play music. But the younger guys know that's what they do full-time.
Full time. Yeah, that's their livelihood.
That's a livelihood,
Yeah.
which is good for them. So
Hmm.
I am not afraid because things happen naturally. A
Hmm.
music, if you look at any musical genre, anyone, their offshoots, their music evolve over time, different artists.
Grows. Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
rap common. Look at the
yeah,
rap. Rap came from
yeah.
something rap. No, look at where rap is.
Right,
Rap is
right.
on rap is
Compared to
on
where it
all.
started.
Look at where it
Hmm.
reached. So it's like
Hmm.
acceptance is something that is relative. Either
Hmm.
you can say I don't accept that because I just mean why you don't accept it? Why? Okay, because it's done some good. You just say okay, fine, but you don't
Hmm.
realize that over time that same music you don't accept can change and can grow and can evolve into something that
Evolve.
is number one.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a
Like
matter
it
of
must, because that's the
time.
nature of music. It
Remember
must.
what I said. It,
Yeah.
because everything will change. If
Mm-hmm.
the environment will change and the people don't accept it, it's what will happen. They'll be
Yeah.
forced to change.
So as you're saying that, Wackles, do you think, based on the fact that the music, Bouyon made a nasty business baby, right? You're saying that the music, in essence, is a reflection of the community.
In many
Is that what you're
ways,
saying?
it can be. In many ways, it's a reflection of society. It's a reflection of the life they live in. It's a reflection. It is
So
may not be a
essentially,
good life.
everybody,
It not be a
right?
real dirty life we live in. You know, who
Yeah,
said who said I have to tell them it's good? I mean, who am I to tell a youth that you know
yeah,
don't react to what we feel
yeah,
in his own way?
yeah. Because
Don't
that's what the music is
explode.
for. The music is there to allow us to express. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you want a musician to be a mentor or role model, that is you, you know. That is you, you know. Look at other. I mean, you can watch a nice guy like Shelly and say, boy, I'd like to be a Shelly, a role model. But Shelly is a musician.
Yeah,
Shelly,
yeah,
or you may
yeah.
say, like, I mean, I don't know. You may have to ask them if they in themselves feel like they are role models. Probably, I would like to be a person that can educate people, that can teach people, that can help people to the right way. But,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think I am a role model. I don't consider myself to be one. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to be somebody that talks good, teach good, and sends out good messages. If you
Mm-hmm.
want that, so that's a role model, fine. But I don't think of myself as that. So
Mm-hmm.
now, people expect sometimes musicians to be role model and tell them what they should say. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a calypsonian.
Yeah,
A calypsonian come and a calypsonian speak what he feels.
yeah.
Now take out the calypsonian from the equation. How would people know what the people feeling?
Mm-hmm.
How people
Mm-hmm.
know people in the ghetto in a different societal bracket feeling?
Yeah,
How would they know what they feel if it wasn't for that calypsonian? That
yeah,
come and talk about down there. Or we feeling it down there.
yeah. Don't get in phone calling. That's what they, yeah. That's what they feel, don't they?
By the way, Pokemon is one of the best places in the world.
Okay.
In terms of respect that thing. In terms of transformation,
Yeah,
independent people, hard
yeah.
working. That's what I came to realize.
Independent minded, strong minded people.
Strong minded. Hard.
Yeah, they
You
think
see a
for
lot of the
themselves.
big houses. You see a lot of the big houses you're watching in Fokole there. Fokole man, I
Yes.
own them house here. I've been there, big house.
This
So,
is interesting, right? Because
so
we started with
I,
you as the goodwill guy who comes to
yeah,
Popoli and like, what is
I'm still a good guy.
yeah,
I'm still a good guy. I still have a visa for good. I still have a passport. I'm a dual citizenship. So, so in other words, like, so you don't really know where you're from. It's not oh, it's who you are. It's not where you're
yeah,
from. It's who you are.
yeah,
It's what you
yeah,
are. What you do. What your purpose is. And this is this point. At this point, listen, it's all about truth. It's not about faking, not about lying, about it's not about telling what is true and trying to guide people to the right.
mm,
Because what Dominica is small into the global sphere. Listen,
yeah,
you know, even a dot. You can't even
yeah,
see us. But what impacts around us can eventually affect us. So therefore, we can't be left out from what is going to be and what is will happen. We can
mm-hmm,
only try as a collective to make it better and try
mm-hmm,
what we say, what we do, because we
mm-hmm,
see the kind of environment we live in today.
yeah, yeah,
We should be looking to make it better.
mm-hmm.
You understand?
I
So
understand.
it is reflected right across the board in how we act,
Yeah,
how we, what we do,
yeah,
and what we say. And that's the philosophy I have, So
yeah. So wait,
I
so if music, wax, so if music, again, I'm still there on that tape. If music reflects the Dominica's identity, what is Dominica's identity like right now? Like seriously.
I think it is there's a transition stage. You know,
Mm.
like you may become there and then you should have been a transition stage before you either go up or down.
Yeah.
You're at
Yeah.
that transition stage whereby
Hmm.
probably growing up in my days, you could say, well, we were on a right track in because what people did, they work hard, they were
Very
dedicated.
structured. Very
So they
structured. You went to church, you went to school, you did good
but
things.
they did good, you
Very,
got stuff,
very
they good.
square. We were very
Daddy
square. Yeah.
work hard, daddy have his garden, daddy work hard as a public servant and everything.
Yeah.
But when we thought we should grow from that, we didn't. We
Yeah.
didn't really grow from that. We changed somewhere along the line. Obviously, through all the kinds of influences that I
Yeah.
can mention.
Yeah.
And then right now we're in a stage where we seeking, we
Yeah.
looking at things, we grabbing there, we grabbing there, we grabbing us, we grabbing, we looking the young people who's part of that whole thing because they make up essentially. Now, the point is, do they have mentors? Do they have people guiding them? Do they have that kind of thing to guide them? Do they have
Hmm.
someone that can say, yo, if they're doing it on their own, you can't come and tell them, that.
Yeah.
If they're on their own hustling, you can't tell them that.
Yeah.
What role you play? What's your role? Are you helping them along that role? What's your role?
Hmm.
A lot of them guys do it on their own. So therefore, we ourselves should examine where we are.
Mm.
Question ourselves as adults. We are
Yeah.
now adults. Before it was people first. We are the
Yeah.
adults now.
We
We are
are
the
the
people.
adults in the room.
I never forget the day when my young man or my children were talking to me, daddy, that wrong. You realize that, you are not, don't know, you are the people there. Like, either you know you. You know what I mean?
That's
So
right.
that
That's
is the
right.
same attitude. Yeah. So I think, I don't want to say we're getting there. I think we can reach there and eventually we will have to decide. And
Hmm.
I will happen in my life.
I hope so too. I'm praying for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm
Because
praying for it.
right.
Yeah.
Because I cannot say here or there. There are a lot of failures and a lot of things or
Yeah.
factors that comes into the whole picture. And we
Hmm.
know that it's all around
Hmm.
us.
Yeah.
Economic, the way people behave, influences, job, business,
Hmm.
gangster business.
They're
A
fighting a
lot of
lot.
challenges,
There are a lot of
challenges.
challenges. A lot of
It's
challenges.
and I mean, Doc, you know better. You right there. You deal with people, and I'm
Hmm.
sure it's good. I mean, your job and your work is to
Hmm.
go into the mind of that young man, practically those that are affected, and really see where they are. And I can
Yeah.
tell you, my environment where I grew up in Fokoli was not too good one. I
Hmm.
used to shoot out, I used to study,
Hmm.
the environment
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
rough. I
Yeah.
see police coming in and out. I see
Hmm.
this environment makes up
Yeah.
great. So therefore, the environment doesn't mean you should stay there thinking the way you are, do what you do. But you can grow out of it. But you
That's
need
right.
that kind of mentorship, you need that guidance, you need people that can.
You need support. You need support.
And you don't need people to come and always be negative on you, man. You don't need that
Mhm.
as young
Mhm.
people.
You need people to identify your strengths. So, I'm going to talk about, like Rich. Rich is, for me, fantastic producer, fantastic,
Yeah.
very talented. And of course, he just won this award. And a lot, there's another debate raging based on the fact that he is, one of the bosses of the nasty business
Yeah.
style, right? Offshoot. But for
Yeah.
me, I think as a community, we have to learn how to not throw the baby out with the bathwater. We have to be able to identify people's strengths and still check them on the part that, hey, I don't want to hear those lyrics in my
Yeah.
child's ears. But you still have to be
Yeah.
able to identify where your person is strong, because they are our people. Where my person is strong, where my neighbor, my child, because your child is my child. Where
That's
you
right.
are strong, I have to point that out. for you to see it too, and for you to focus on it, because the more we focus on strengths, whatever it is you focus on becomes bigger. So
Yeah,
if we're focusing on your strengths, yeah, I'm inviting you to see that and pay a lot of attention there. Maybe hire a lyricist, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But them hypnotic beats you pumping out, don't stop. That would be
yeah.
my
And
take on this.
um, you know, you said it right. You said it perfectly. Um, that's why I say people like Rich and the artists and them now they will find the time.
They'll
They
find
get,
their way.
and it's happening. It's
Yeah.
happening. It will happen. Now
Hmm.
sometimes, you know, some of the biggest gangsters in the United States, like the John Buttons, you know what they used to do? They used to sell rum illegally and do all those illegal things.
I was thinking about that this week. Keep going, workers, for real. Where you going with
before
that?
before they actually made it. And when they made it, they became big names.
Suit and tie, right? Suit and tie. That's what it
So
is, right? Suit and tie. Now they're running for office, right? For public
that's
office.
right. That's
It
right.
is sanitized.
I was
Yes,
watching Jay Z is now on the Hall of Fame. Jay Z. If you know where Jay
absolutely.
Z come from, Jay Z always said it, the first thing he said, hustle or he said it is drugs in the ghetto.
Hmm.
But he
Hmm.
had a talent. He used to write a lot and he used to
Hmm.
spit lyrics and compete on the streets. And he was like, shit, I can make money from that too, man. I can make
Yes.
money. Bro. I go around
Yes.
and I'm telling you, give me $50.
Yeah.
And that's how he started. So the
Hmm.
past is the past. The past doesn't define who you are and who you will become. Who
Absolutely.
you are now doesn't define who you will become.
Absolutely.
Everybody deserves a chance. You
Hmm.
need a start. The start you have or the start I had may not be the start another man have. Someone went rough when they get to to make a start. Some people easy sailing, if a start. Some people start already late, So the start defines how you pursue and how you make it.
Hmm.
It doesn't tell me who you will become.
That's right. Yeah.
I know my doctor might be listening. What is his name? Dr. Augustine. What's his name? The one in that clip?
Augustine?
Um, some Augustine. Oh my God. You always have before. Yeah. I forgot his first name, but he's my good friend.
Okay.
We grew up together, we went to SMU together. But
Hmm.
he's one of, I think he's a doctor somewhere in Chicago.
Hmm.
I forgot his first name. But Swinburne Augustine.
Swinburne. Okay.
You know that name.
I know that name.
He's
Hmm.
a, he's a, he
Hmm.
might be listening and say, "Oh yeah, why can't you have it again?" but but I mean, I love that kind of discussion. It's not just about music, but it's about life.
Life, because music is life. What did Bob tell us? Music is life.
Music
It
is
is.
life,
Yeah.
and I think, and you call a good example Bob Marley. Bob Marley never compromised his music because he knew his mission was right,
Yeah. He was
and
clear in that.
he decided nobody gonna stop him, and
Hmm.
nobody change him.
Hmm.
So he got acceptance being what he is,
He
which is
stood in his power. He made a decision and he stood. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, as I what I ever I tell the man is like, what you wanna do? You wanna create something that will live on. You wanna create something that will make change. You wanna
Yeah.
create something that will go into the hearts of people and elevate their spirit. You wanna create something that will move a nation, that will help a nation, that will console a nation, or you just wanna create something for a time. The choice is yours. Because for a time it will not last.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you make music for a season, it will not last. And a lot of it have to do with what you say.
Hmm.
Music on its own, a musical piece on its own, will just be a musical piece.
Yeah.
From the time somebody come and put the words in
Rely
that,
on
that
that.
is
Hmm.
what that moves people.
Yeah.
Don't worry about a thing.
Yeah.
Everything is gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Rise up this morning. Smile with the rising sun. That
Yes.
is what that will move people. What you say. Gordon Anderson, historic, I mean, when I say historic, icon,
Yeah.
a storyteller.
Yeah.
Montsoir vibe pour un yin.
Yeah.
Storyteller. You can play that music anytime.
Yeah.
Show me. Bring back the
Poetry.
real and God.
Poetry. Mhm.
Any day,
Mhm.
anytime. What you want, what you
Yeah.
say will define how long your music lasts. So what you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah. When I am 65 and I have grandkids, am I going to feel excited to share my body of work with my grandchild?
That's right. That's right. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Because guys with nasty business have children. They say the baby, the
That's
children
life,
get this.
right? That's life. That's the stuff that lasts and that's the stuff that matters. Yeah. 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 How
So
did I use my gift? How did I use my
I see
talent?
it. I see it as a musical stepping stone, but not the last stone.
There you go.
The
There you
first
go.
step. It's a
There you
step
go.
along the journey.
Yeah.
Might not be good about it.
Yeah.
But it's just a step. And then
Because
it should.
them beats there are hypnotic. Them beats
Oh
are
my
going
God.
places. Let me
Oh.
tell
Now
you.
another thing I was saying, we may have to give that a name because we can't call it nasty business. We can't call it. We can say, well, the man can say it's nasty
What do
business.
you
I know
think?
that's
What do
fine.
you think?
I don't think on marketing it's not a good name. I mean,
Hmm.
we're talking
Yeah.
marketability.
Yeah.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, nasty business from Dominica. I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You could see already it would be
You've already
localized,
limited your audience. Very
limited.
limited. Yeah. Limited your audience. You're
You
losing
want
a lot of money. Yeah.
you see like dancehall. Man say
Yeah.
all kind of things in dancehall, but this dancehall.
Yeah. Hmm.
More acceptable.
Right?
You can modify it, you can say,
Yeah.
you can carry that, you
Yeah.
can market that. Whatever they say now is a business, but you can market
Yeah.
it as a name. So
Yeah.
probably we need to get
What's
a
in a
name.
name? A name is important.
Maybe call it Bouyon Raga, maybe call it
Ooh.
Bouyon something else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's because it's an offshoot of Bouyon, but it is
Yeah.
totally different from what we know to be the original style of Bouyon. It is
Yeah.
totally it's a one
Yeah. You're
different thing.
losing a lot of money because you automatically are losing a lot of potential
That's right.
consumers. Yeah.
And which moves us into another area of where I think we are lacking is that business of music.
Yes.
And you know that's another long story again.
Hmm.
Business of music. That is where these countries like Jamaica, Trinidad, the Haitians know
Hmm.
business.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when they come. My signers working. When they come with a package.
Hmm.
So they come well
Already
prepared,
prepared.
promoter,
Yeah.
marketing the
Yeah.
stage right, song
Yeah.
right, live show right.
Yeah.
So
So we have to learn how to do that, or we have to buy the service. Really, a musician is not going to be an excellent business person automatically. That's why a lot of musicians over time have lost their livelihoods because, you pay somebody else to take care of it for you and they might, work you over or whatever. You might die broke, but still, you've got to either learn it yourself, which is kind of tough, or buy good service for people who
that's
to
right.
do the business part.
That's right.
Yeah,
And that's why
yeah,
I think we're lacking. I think the younger guys more into that.
they're more into
The
that for sure, for sure,
KSRs, the signal bands, the
for sure.
chickpeas,
Hmm.
all these guys.
Hmm.
The rich,
Yeah,
they have the business law. They have the
yeah.
promoters, they have the managers, they have the business law. I think they're moving in that direction.
Hmm.
They're
Hmm.
doing more the thing, they want to be marketing. See, they're
Yeah,
doing a lot of videos,
right.
you know, of a high
Mm.
level with
Mm.
quality. And we should appreciate that, you know.
I
It's a
do.
good
I
step.
agree.
It's a good step for them.
I agree.
You know,
So,
so
what advice would you give to a young musician, say like the 7-year-old you who was learning music from somebody, right? Or a 14-year-old you who's like, man, I want to make bouillon, I want to make bouillon music, I want to make bouillon music.
well,
What advice?
well, well, the 7 year old in 7 years' time, he might have a totally different song. That might be
Totally
up to
different, for real. Totally
So
different.
you cannot say what they will become. What you can advise them to do is exactly what I'm telling you. I mean, learn from what you do and always try to do things right. Always try to send out the right message.
Mm-hmm.
Always try to make your music sustainable.
Yeah,
Always try to make it last.
yeah,
And it can only last if it is well said. It's not what is you say, it's all you say what you say.
yeah, yeah,
It's not
yeah.
it's not it's not how I tell you to get the hell out of here, it's how I tell you. You
That's
know?
right. That's
So
right. Because depending on how you say it to me, I'm going to actually be smiling when I'm
yeah,
leaving. Yeah.
a lot of these guys have it on the right track here.
Hmm.
I think a lot of contention at the moment is what these guys say.
The lyrics only. It's the
Take
lyrics.
a minute.
Lyrics.
You
It's the
know,
lyrics.
and like I've said, it's about that will happen. That
Mhm.
transition, that evolution will come in time. And probably in a little time,
Yeah.
back
We
my way.
pray. We pray that it soon come. We pray it soon
Back my
come.
way. But WCK they're so long there, I mean, I don't know. You see a million views on WCK already. I mean over time probably we have more than a
Over
million.
time, but not within a month, no, Papa. For real. Yeah.
Within a month. I
Yeah.
mean, that says a lot.
Yeah. That's
It
a
says a
lot.
lot.
That's a lot.
So I
Okay.
mean,
What I need from you now is perhaps one of your most memorable experiences from your journey as a pioneer of this music.
oh, exciting. I mean, music can bring you so far. Music can help you see the world. I mean, I've seen the world otherwise in my work. I mean, I've seen the world a lot,
Mhm.
traveling, very really, real exotic, different places. But music is different in that you meet a certain kind of people that are your kind. I
Mhm.
mean, I mean, the kind of way the live performances is like, if you're a musician and you can't do a live performance, sparkle. Period. You can be the greatest musician if you cannot do a live performance. Pack up.
Why?
You can, because creating music that is acceptable in a studio is not the same as performing there on a stage. The
Mhm.
people want to see you perform your song.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
want to be close to you.
Mhm. They want to
So
feel the energy.
you may have a great song, but you want to
Mhm.
see Bob Marley live in
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah.
There is a more connection, a more intimate connection with that artist.
Mhm.
And I believe you have to be a live performer to be a great
Mhm.
musician as well.
Mhm.
And I see that a lot in the young artists. They work on their craft. Their live
Mhm.
performances. You see what Issa is. I mean, take on
Yeah.
the live performance from Issa. Issa have elevated his live performance to the extent that he has become popular not only by his music but
Asa can raise any crowd. He can raise the coldest crowd to the
by his
highest
performances.
level
So
vibes.
therefore,
Yeah.
you are exposed to so many great musicians. I mean,
Mhm.
there's the guys that we are so close to some of the
Mhm.
greatness. I'm so close to Buix and I'm so close to Burning Flames,
Yeah.
I'm so close. We relate and we realize
Yeah.
that we are the same mission, we actually are doing the same thing. And then there's the touring, the different thing and the performances. I love that. I think
Yeah.
that's the best part. Going to other countries, there's the
Yeah.
whole process, playing, getting together,
Yeah.
meeting people, and promoting your music, which is more important.
Mm.
Selling your countries, being
Yeah.
an ambassador to your country. That is a
Yeah.
mission. And always, you know, highlighting your country,
Mhm.
highlighting your music, promoting your music. But a musician cannot do music on his own and do that on its own. The musician needs the support. There are other players in that game.
That's right.
They are the producers, they are the promoters, they are the writers, they are the
Writers,
arrangers,
artists. Mhm.
they are the set man, they are the people that sound man, they are the
Mhm.
it's, No one man is an army in that
That's
business.
right. It's
I was
about
watching,
community.
I was watching just last night, like the halftime show of Super Bowl 50 that was like last year before,
Mhm.
where it features Dr. Dre. And I was watching the production of that music, and I'm saying to
Mhm.
myself, damn, to see that one show, so many people, choreographers,
Yeah,
arrangers, musicians, dancers, stage performers, stage builders,
yeah.
designers, makeup artists.
Lights people, your audiovisual people. Yeah.
It's a
Mhm.
whole, it's a whole,
Mhm.
it's a whole thing. I say that because at the end of the day, no one man is an army in that music business.
Mhm.
He might be a solo artist, but behind him,
Yeah,
Bob Marley had an entourage.
yeah. Behind him.
Bob Marley had a plain filthy money
Yeah,
from cook to musician.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I say that to mean that together it is better. It's not about Trinidad and Dominica. The message is really we can use each other to help
yeah.
each other.
Yes. We will
And
be
if you
inspired
realize
by
it,
each other.
Caribbean music is not owned by any one genre alone. You hear
Mhm.
it, you know.
Yeah.
One when you're in Vinci picking out from Dominica, Dominica picking from Vinci,
True.
Trinidad,
And
Cham Cham
Lucia.
coming there, the soca changing from there, Zouk coming a kind of way, and everybody picking from everybody. That's how it is. And probably it's inevitable.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's how it
That was well said. That was well said. All right. So let's see some of the people who were with us tonight. Veronica
is.
said, good evening. Bobby J. Bobby J Sacafed. Mel says, Wackers. Earl is saying good night, Wackers. Earl
Good night.
Hamilton.
Good night.
Mel says, whatever you were saying at at that point, yo, was absolutely correct. Um, Chris Bugono wants you to get a big hug tonight. Big Dap, very interesting. My nephew Carlos says, big up to the W in the WCK band. Chris wants to send stars. Chris, I'm not sure what your screen looks like, but usually there's something that says on your screen, you want to send stars to Margaret Wallace, you click that thing and it takes you somewhere else and you can send stars. Um, Evelina, Everglows, good night, great vibe, she says. Colson says, good evening to all. Carlos says, wise words, rockers, we need to support each other's music. Yeah? And so something that happened this year that made me feel very hopeful about the music is Asa's uh, Wet Fete,
Yeah.
when he had so many Dominican artists. And I think my sense is that the song, Something Else, blew up even more after that weekend, after that Wet Fed weekend, when Triller and Juan and Little Boy sang it as well. I think it just like, because the videos were
Super.
coming off and people were like, oh my God, Big Daddy, Big Daddy. What do you think about this one?
Um,
Go
it's
ahead.
I mean talking about this, you must congratulate him, and he's a what call it? He's a game changer. You know,
Absolutely.
he
Absolutely.
SI is doing the extent at which SI is contributing to Dominica's not only economy but
Even
to
musically, right?
creativity,
Hmm.
and in particular, Grant, this country.
Hmm. Yeah.
SI's show is growing. You know, on that same weekend, I mean, I know there was 490 people coming from Guadeloupe on the song
Wow.
just for SI show. I know from
Wow.
the north was like as far as the US,
Yeah.
it has become an household name.
Hmm. Yeah. It's a big
But
deal.
you see, only thing I mentioned before in terms of a group of people together, musicians, builders, artists, promoters,
Hmm. Hmm.
is I have that locked.
Yeah.
and he's a
Yeah.
good promoter and
Yeah.
businessman. And I just like to tell you, these younger guys have taken it to the next level.
Hmm.
And it's as booking as long as you river night.
Right. Right. Every week.
It's a
Some twice a week. Yeah, he's out. He's working. He's approaching it like it's work. Like it's work.
it's
Yeah, I
work.
appreciate
It's his
that.
job.
Yeah.
You say he coming down soon just to take a rest for Creole
Yeah.
because he need a rest.
Yeah.
You know? But he's a good example. And a lot of those guys. And what you want, you need somebody that can take it from there. Or you need to help others
To come up too. To come up
to
too.
reach help them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is what he tried to produce and bring for the young artists, which is
Hmm.
involve and promote them, which is good, which is what
Yeah.
must be done.
That's how you build legacy. That's how you build legacy because you have to know as a human being, I'm not going to last forever. So, well, what's going to happen to the music if I'm not also doing this, paying it forward part and bringing people with me? So,
That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
And which is and he's doing that very well. And I think
Mhm.
he's setting a good example.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Carlos says there also needs to be greater emphasis on marketing music.
Say that again.
Carlos says there also needs to be a greater emphasis on marketing the music.
Right.
You
That's
talked
right.
about some of the branding, right, which is important. Like you're questioning whether nasty business can succeed. You know, with large audiences, if right off the bat people are hearing nasty business, well, a lot of people will be like, well, that's not for me. And they're going to
That's right.
miss out on those hypnotic beats, which is so beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. So,
But there are ways in which you can control what you see. Of course, there is the
for
explicit
sure.
lyrics, advisory, and
Hmm.
so on. Where you
For
play
sure.
your music, who you play it among, the time of year, the time in which you play the music.
Yeah.
So it can be controlled. So
Hmm.
there you go.
Marketing. That's marketing. That's marketing
Marketing.
and branding. Yeah.
Marketing.
Wax. This was such a
Yep.
beautiful conversation. Let me tell you, we're coming up. We have about 13 minutes left. Carlos
Oh,
is saying it's not just about making good music, visuals. That's right. Visuals
yep.
carry the music as well, and that's very important. Of course. Of course. Of
Yep.
course.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So I want, as we start winding down, for you to tell me your thoughts on this. How can Bouyon contribute to the healing of the nation?
You did ask me that before.
Did I? But
um, I,
summarize it. Summarize it.
music in itself is something that heals. Um, but people must understand that in music there is a major and there is a minor, and well, of course there's augmented and diminished as well. But
Right? The
basically, the
sharp
two
and flat.
major,
The,
the two, the
yeah.
two, the two major components are the majors and the minor. Now they
Mm-hmm.
describe a major as happy,
Mm-hmm.
a major like don't worry about a thing, happy. A minor more melancholy and quiet. No more, I like, you know, dark and
Mm-hmm.
minor, and, and not happy, sad,
Mm-hmm.
melancholy, like, so the way you break the music will fit who you audience you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You feed the young people in that series, that's what they accept. The musician, as I tell you, I will say it again, he is the voice. What he tells, I remember you serenade on a song, keep up like a horse,
Mm-hmm.
jump up like a wily band. My boy, you
Mm-hmm.
couldn't go in that band.
That's right. That's right. That's the
You
power of
couldn't.
music.
If you don't
That's
want to
right.
be in the jam, if you don't want to be in this, don't come in the jam.
Mm-hmm.
What you say is what you get. What you give is what you get out. So if you
Mm-hmm.
give out good, you get out good.
Mm-hmm.
And everything is related to where a man come from and how his upbringing was and how he can learn from, how he can evolve, which is what we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about.
Grow.
And
Grow.
time you may see changes, you may not.
Mm-hmm.
You may see changes, but it could be for the worse, and it not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily be for the better.
True. Mm-hmm.
But we have to embrace what is good, and then we have to try to change what we like and make
Yeah.
it better. So it is a hard question,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time, it is something that I think that there is hope in terms of what
Mm-hmm.
we want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say, the man that at the front of that handling the mic can make a difference
Mm-hmm.
on the stage. You understand?
I
The rest
do.
are the players of instruments like me. But the
Yeah.
one that hold the mic and has
Mm-hmm.
the mindset can make a change,
Yeah.
which is what Bob Marley was.
Mm-hmm.
It's what he was. Take up Bob Marley from the equation. It's just a man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is important that those that hold the mic would say what
Mm-hmm.
they say. It's like the Calypsonian,
Yeah.
the one telling the story,
Yeah.
storyteller.
Yeah.
You
We
can tell
need
what
them.
Shelby. I mean, you got Shelby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Message in the music.
Yeah. Yeah.
People like the spirit of the music, the soul.
Mm-hmm.
And the soul comes in different forms, mind you.
That's right.
So, I mean, it's a difficult question, but it is something that exactly how I said that what I feel and how I think it should be, and what I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I tell you what, I want to thank you for your time and for you sharing your thoughts with us, your experiences, your life. Siwo is uniquely Dominican. You know, we need the syrup, we need the music. It's part of our medicine. And as you're saying, what, you know, you can take medicine, but some medicine can actually make you sick. You know, some medicine make you throw up behind you, dizzy, you can't drive. Yeah. Some people can become hooked on certain medicines and it can mess them up. You know, they might get one benefit, but it can mess them up. Or some medicines bring you back to life. The
that's
medicines
right.
bring you back to life. And so I'm hoping that our young men are fantastic, creative, just powerful musicians of the day. Yeah. That they listen to an elder
Yep,
the vibes, you know what I mean? Listen to
yeah,
an elder. And I love the way you talk. I love the way you talk and you verbalize in a kind of in a very accepting understanding because you've walked
yeah.
that path, so you understand it.
I
You
think
understand
balance is the word for
balance. So balance got to just balance. Yeah.
it. Yeah, I'd like to just say thank you for having me, and I have been following, I mean, what you do, and on the right track. I think you play a role in that whole thing I'm talking about in terms of the mindset and we are helping to develop that mind. And I
Mhm.
really started some programs in Dominica some time ago. I think you should continue that and probably if you want to do it in a different way. It was really nice. I think it's a good program that can help in that whole thing. And probably you could focus on maybe musicians, artists, singers, probably that's the business people.
Mhm.
Maybe
Change makers,
that's
the
an idea.
change makers in the community, because yeah, the musician is the storyteller of the community. So they
Yeah,
take our soul, they read our energy, and they transmute it into music. Yeah,
that's
you know,
yeah,
like during the which of our musicians talked about the fact that they were asking them to cut their hair? Was it Chubby who talked about like the dread crisis? Yeah,
yeah.
when there
That's
was so
right.
much pain in the community, the musician has to
That's
put
right.
it into words to help us process it, so we don't get sick with it. Yeah, so we need to hear that more in the music to help the people process some of the pain they're experiencing. And uh, I understand we love the SEAL, but we have to find a way to give medicine of the time, like, you know, apropos medicine of the time to help the collective as well.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
and money sometimes, money is a thing that, you know, in Dominica, we say it can give you zéclé, as in, you know, your eyes get,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
even forget your true mission as a musician, that you have the talent for a reason. It's not just
That's right.
financial well-being; it's communal well-being as well.
Yeah. It's all about legacy.
Legacy, legacy, and
When
we
you
got
want
that
to
in
leave,
here. We're proud of our musicians, all of them, from top to
we,
bottom. Yeah,
we,
and again, I'm just very grateful that you could do this tonight.
all
Thank
right.
you very much. Do you have any final thoughts as we say goodnight?
I just want to say big up to all musicians all over the world, particularly Dominica. Those guys working there hard.
Very
Of course, trying to set the business. Um, big up to my band members, WCK, still there doing it.
yes.
Of course, we are disappointed at certain things. I just see them having achievement in terms of how we are treated. I think it's
Mm,
a lot to do with respect as well.
mm,
Respect. It's a lot
mm.
to do with giving honor and giving respect.
Understanding. It's about wisdom and understanding too, eh?
And I
Yes.
think a lot of
Yeah.
times you see that being given to the band, and that's another story. But all the same, I wish all musicians the best. I'd like you to just stay doing what you're doing, keep that smile working, and stay in touch.
Thank you, Wax. Y'all have a
Yes.
lovely, lovely
Yeah.
Thursday. Nous allons parler à l'autre fois. Peace.